knows nothing, can understand nothing. Plunge deeper into the darkness, and your heart will grow even stronger.
Good tidings, everybody, and welcome to the Ansem Report podcast. This is episode 106. I'm Mike, and with me, as always, a constant in the Kingdom Hearts community, a monolith, a giant, a legend, Jason. Hi, Jason. How you doing?
Hello. That's me.
That's how a legend speaks.
How's it going?
It's going good, dude. It's kind of weird. We almost recorded late last night, and that would have been a huge mistake.
Yeah.
Big Kingdom Hearts news dropped. But before we get to that, there's something we need to announce. Jason and I, at the from the peer pressure of our friend Preferred Whale 6.
Oh,
Check her out on Twitch and YouTube. She pushed us to apply for the March Caprice Kingdom Hearts event. And we have been accepted. We were accepted into this event. It'll be March 27th. We don't have times yet for when we'll be doing it, but we will be doing a tier list.
oh yeah.
People have asked us to bring a tier list back, and we thought, why not do it at an event where no one knows who we are? So we'll have more info on when the times, but mark March 27th on your calendar. Hope you all be there to support us. And also, we're going to be hanging out all day at that event because it seems like a really cool thing, and there's going to be lots of different content creators doing cool things. So please look forward to that. There's not much else I have to say about it right now other than thank you, March Caprice, for not blacklisting us and our degenerate behavior.
They're going to regret this.
They're going to regret it, for sure. Not because we want them to. That's just something's going to happen where they regret it.
Mostly our degenerate chat.
Speaking of things people regret, we have to address somebody in the community. A friend of ours who's
I know.
He's maybe lost it a little bit.
I know.
We're going to play a short video from him. Okay. Very short video. And if you're on the audio podcast, you'll just hear the audio, but you only really need the audio.
Yeah, you'll get the degeneracy.
Right.
I love Joshua. I love his face. I love his voice.
Hello, Neku.
Everything about Joshua is angelic. I don't care that the longest running podcast for Kingdom Hearts hates them. I don't care that they even love Zigbar, because that just shows what their character is all about. Honestly, who could even love Zigbar but hate Joshua? They're practically the same character. Honestly, if someone says that they love one of these characters but hates the other, I think that's kind of stupid, and they should be canceled or something on Twitter. I do. No? Let's look at some of the characteristics, though, of one of the best Kingdom Hearts characters. 1, he protects his friends. 2, he's always honest with his friends. 3, he is patient and considerate of other people's feelings. Just that alone is enough to prove that Joshua is the best character and you should love him.
Ever.
You hear me, Ansem Report podcast? You should love Joshua.
Oh my god. I've never seen the thing at the end.
So he added this thing at the end. He showed us this video before. And it says...
He DM'd it to us, dude.
Yeah,
it was a
torture
fucking...
us.
It was a fucking calling card, dude.
Basically. And at the end of the video, it says, let's show these super SpikeGhetti hoes we mean business. Use the hashtag Ansem Report podcast to say something nice about them. We'll kill them with kindness. Okay, a couple things here, Mr. Bio-Roxas, if that's really your real name.
Yeah.
Joshua is more like it.
Yeah, might as well fucking change it.
I will say this comes off as a Stan ass Twitter thread where he's just like, "Oh, Joshua's so great. Here's all the reasons I love Joshua." And you know what? I almost called you Joshua because it's such a
Bio Joshua.
It's such a clear vision of what you really mean, and it's that you are attracted to Joshua sexually. He's a fictional character, Bio-Roxas. He doesn't
He
exist.
doesn't exist.
I just hope your wife doesn't see that video
Yeah.
because it would break her heart. The thumbnail for the video is Joshua looking very sensual.
Yeah. Very sexualized.
So, Bio-Roxas is a degenerate. A degenerate. It's the only way I can put it. He's a degenerate.
Sexual deviant.
A sexual deviant. And so what I need you guys to do is go on Twitter
No.
and hashtag BioJoshua.
Bio-Joshua.
And say something nice about Bio-Roxas. So we can hopefully pull him out of this sexual degeneracy.
Yeah.
Degeneracy.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to...
It's going too far.
He needs to know that people love him, or at least pretend to love him, so he can stop pining for a fictional character.
Yeah. Yeah. He's got to know there's real people.
Also, make sure you go like his videos and subscribe.
But not the Joshua one.
Not the Joshua one.
Okay, maybe the Joshua
You can do
one.
whatever video you want. But send Bio-Roxas love so we can hopefully save him
Yeah.
from this nonsense.
Yeah, but fuck that guy. I'm going to go make a Twitter account to harass him with kindness.
This next thing is pretty sad to me, actually.
Yeah.
I'm a little
Oh my God.
let's play the song. Brand new phone game, Mr. Nomura. Download BlueStacks and grind on your computer. Make some new friends. They all have big keys. They'll all be dead by the time we reach chapter 3. Dark road, take me home to the place where I belong. Scarlet Coyote, Zeno Mama, take me home. Dark road.
Oh my God.
So, Dark Road and Union Cross are coming to an end. Now, we knew Union Cross was coming to an end soon. Nomir had said he wrote the last scenario, blah, blah, blah. What we didn't realize that Dark Road was barely going to last a year.
Right.
When did Dark Road come out? Was it June?
I thought it was in like November. I don't know.
Hold on, I need
I felt like I remember maybe it was like an
So-
update. It was in like October or November.
Dark Road release. It was originally supposed to be in the spring, and then COVID happened.
Right.
Okay, just give me Union Cross's release date. That's not June. I was right. June 22nd, 2020. So it's not even going to make it a year because it is shutting down. It will switch to offline mode on May 30th at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Oh, it is making it a year.
No. May to June? It's short a month.
What? No, it comes back.
Right, it's coming back as like a story thing that you can just play, but there's no online components anymore.
Oh, so
saying
you don't even play it.
The game, you can.
Oh,
We'll read through it, but the game as intended didn't even last a year,
wow.
is my point. Let me read the official statement from Square Enix before we move any further here, and then we'll talk about it. Hello, Keyblade wielders. Thank you for playing Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road. We have an important announcement regarding the future of this title. The Kingdom Hearts Union Cross story will conclude this April. Following this, Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road will end service on May 30th, 2021 at 6 p.m. An offline version of this app will be made available so players can enjoy the entire story. Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road will be playable offline, and Kingdom Hearts Union Cross will be available as a theater mode. It is with a heavy heart we made this announcement, and we sincerely apologize for the news. The entire Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road team is deeply grateful for all the support and enthusiasm players have shared throughout the years, and look forward to what the future holds. Okay. So, you can no longer buy jewels starting now. Jewels are done in the game. You can get them through quests, and then once May 30th hits, you have to use them all, and then they're gone if you don't use them all.
Right.
So jewels are just done. Okay.
Like the online component will be gone.
So here's the next part. Following the end of service, the online version of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road will receive an update and become the offline version of the app. This version will be available for free to download and install. And here is the functionality of Union Cross and Dark Road. Here's Union Cross. Replay story in theater mode. Watch story from beginning to end. Customize player avatar. Most avatar parts will be available for use regardless of what was owned in the online version. Change Keyblade. All Keyblades will be available regardless of what was owned in the online version. Story quests, events, meta leveling, and enhancement, and other playable parts of the game will be no longer available. The 5 mini-games that are currently available, the online version will transfer to the offline version. There will be no rankings, so the classic Kingdom games. And you can view the records from the time of data transfer with the version update. At this point, Dark Road will be unplayable with version 4.40, and you'll have to wait till September for the 5.0 update. The 5.0 update, Union Cross stays the same, but what happens to Dark Road is enjoy the story and battles in main quest, replay the story in theater mode. Story will be unlocked up to the ending. Earn BP and materials in world battles. Level up and equip accessories and stats. View the enemies you defeated and cards you own in enemy album card album. Buy items with BP in the shop. Craft accessories with the materials you collected in crafting. All cards can be purchased with BP in the shop. Missions, events, PvE, deals, and the present box will no longer be available following the end of service. In accordance with the closure of deals, shop points will no longer be available. It is recommended to use all shop points by the end of service.
So you'll be able to just buy every medal with just BP.
Yes,
every card, yeah.
Card, yes. And then you must transfer your data, and it's just a save user data button on the front of the screen. The data will be saved on the player's device, and uninstalling the app or deleting the data will result in not being able to transfer, so please proceed with caution. We thank you, our players, again for your support and enthusiasm. A short time remains before the end of service at May 30th, 2021, but we would love to see everyone continue to enjoy Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road. Until then, may your heart be your guiding key. Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road Management Team.
Wow.
Yeah. And before we talk about this more, we have a letter from Mr. Nomura himself. Mr. Nomura. To our Kingdom Hearts fans. Firstly, I'd like to thank you all very much for taking this journey with us over 5 years. As previously announced, the final chapter of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross has been written, and the story will be coming to a close. The story for Dark Road will continue for a bit longer, and can also be enjoyed in the offline version of the app, so you can enjoy that story at your own pace as well. For me personally, I remember getting excited the first time I saw the game playing smoothly on a smartphone screen in 2D when Unchained Key was first made into an app. That was 6-7 years ago now, but the series has continued to evolve over multiple versions, beginning with the browser version, Key, which became the mobile version Unchained Key, which in turn became Union Cross, leading to the start of Dark Road. There are only a few months left, but I would be happy if you stayed with us till the end. I'd also love to see those who have yet to experience the game journey with us up to its conclusion. The excitement and intensity of the main chapters is really going to ramp up, and I think you'll all enjoy what we have planned. I'm looking forward to the not-so-far-off day when I can meet you all again. You have our heartfelt gratitude for being a part of the Kingdom Hearts series. Thank you all very much. Director of the Kingdom Hearts series, Tetsuya Nomura. A lot to unpack there, Jason.
Yeah.
A lot to unpack.
A lot.
So basically the idea is you will be able to watch Kingdom Hearts Union Cross's story in a theater mode. There will be no playable aspect to that. So it'll be just like having 358 or Recoded on like the collections that we have right now.
Yeah.
Dark Road will be playable, but there won't be any events. There won't be any online components. You won't be able to buy things with jewels or any real money. It will just be earning BP to buy all cards.
Yeah. And they said there's no events, so it's literally just like the 4-star or of the different worlds or whatever.
Right. They might add more of that before the end.
Maybe,
you know?
Yeah.
What's a little unclear is the story of Dark Road done in May, and then the offline mode just shows up in September, or are we getting up to a certain point in May,
and then it comes,
and then the rest
September.
of the story comes in September?
That's what it seems like to me. Otherwise, why would you finish the story and then bring it back? You know what I mean? Like, why would you?
I think they probably have to change some things about the game in order to make it playable offline. So I think that's why they're giving themselves that time from May to September. I think it's probably the story ends in May, and then there's like a week before it goes offline, and then it comes back in September as a single player thing, an offline mode thing. That's what I would think, but I don't know. It's tough to say. I, for one, although, what were you gonna say?
I was going to say, I don't see them finishing the story in like 2 months. There's no way.
Well, the only reason I think that is because they've said Union Cross is finishing in April.
Right. Either the Dark Road story is like 3 chapters, you know what I mean? Either it's 3 chapters, maybe 4, or what they're doing is taking that time to just flush out like the animation for the story.
Maybe.
And because they don't really have to do any type of balancing or any type of like
at this point,
any type of player progression.
The meta of the game doesn't matter.
Yeah, that they can just animate the stuff and then it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
like you don't have to animate new moves, like nothing like that.
I guess that would be pretty cool if we're sitting there going, okay, it's May, see you Dark Road in September, and then that's when the story is there, right? And it's like, hey, there's more story. This is the end of the game. Because then we're playing through it real quick to we're rushing to get through it so we can see what happens.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I think this is sad, dude. Like, I know we've been critical on these games because they are not great experiences overall.
No.
They're definitely gacha games that, and any gacha game can kind of...
Were definitely predatory at the beginning of their life cycles.
Yeah, Union Cross got better. Dark Road never did. But there's still, any gacha game inherently is predatory. Like,
right.
It just
is.
That's what it's designed off the human need to get cool things and get that serotonin and go, I got a thing.
Right.
I should give them money so I can get more things. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
So that sucks. But I do think it's gonna be weird for us and for anybody to just not have at least they were drip feeding us some kind of Kingdom Hearts story or news or content, right?
Yeah.
And now it's gone.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's going to be.
It gone. So
in 2 months it'll be done.
Right. And so that's kind of sad. The Dark Road segment has been a huge part of the podcast since its inception in June of last year. And that's sad,
Boo, boo.
Like we're
I don't feel so good, Mr. SpikeGhetti Bros. No. I know.
Good night, sweet prince.
I didn't know what I had. I didn't know what I had.
It's one thing for us to send off a segment like the Union Cross 5 minutes, we don't want to do this anymore. But then when they do it to us, it's like, wait, what?
What? No.
What do you mean we can't do this anymore? So we're gonna I don't know. If as far as the podcast is concerned, I don't know what we're gonna do with that. I think we'll probably have a nice send off for Union Cross in April. We'll probably have a nice send off for Dark Road in May, and then maybe we'll revisit Dark Road a little bit in September. But
maybe we'll have a nice send off episode. Maybe we could get Damo on.
Yeah.
Maybe
we can do one last Union Cross 5 minutes. Jason tries to explain all of Union Cross's story.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
In 5 minutes.
No, I maybe what we do is we invite Damo on, right?
Okay.
And then we're like, okay, so this is our last Union Cross 5 minutes. Damo, please explain the whole story in 5 minutes. But we don't tell him.
Well, he's gonna listen to this.
Yeah, no, but he won't listen.
Damo listens to the podcast.
No, but he won't hear this. He'll forget.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll steal his memory.
He'll be so I know a memory witch.
Okay.
She'll hook it up, but by then he'll forget, dude.
Yeah. But maybe we'll
I'm talking 2 months out, dude. That's a whole year.
Yeah. We'll have to do some sort of send off for these games. It's sad that we're not gonna with them announcing, hey, there's not going to be a lot of big Kingdom Hearts announcements in 2021, right? Remember they said that?
Yeah.
And people, for whatever reason, I don't know if they feel like we struggle for content or what, but a lot of people have said to us, well, at least you still got Union Cross and Dark Road.
Yeah.
Now we don't.
Yeah.
Now we don't. So
no, we don't.
This is going to test our mettle as podcast creators. But I think we got some interesting things lined up in the pipeline that we're planning and stuff, so I think we'll be okay. But it's just sad that, and I know a lot of people really like the Union Cross story, and it still exists, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it sucks that they're not going to get there's people in our Discord that literally only like Union Cross in Kingdom Hearts anymore.
Right, yeah.
And they're just not going to get that anymore. And that's sad. And I wonder what those people are going to do. Are they going to go fuck Kingdom Hearts? Or are they going to hope that because Union Cross probably has something to do with the future of Kingdom Hearts, are they going to hope that those stories intertwine at that point? And
yeah.
Because they have to, right? Dark Road, I don't think necessarily has to.
No.
But Union Cross, at some point, we have to figure out what's going on. And I'm not super confident that all these questions we have are going to be answered with the end of Union Cross.
I don't think so at all.
Road.
I was in Damos' chat last night. He was streaming it right when it came out, and Wildcat Diana was in there. Shoutouts to Wildcat Diana.
Shoutouts. And
she was like, maybe we'll finally find out what happened to Scold. And I was like, we're not going to find out what happens to Scold, Diana. You know it. Yeah. She's like, no, but can we pretend? So then I was like, all right. Oh my God, we're going to find out what happens to Scold. And then Damo saw it and he's like, yeah, maybe. And then she was just fucking laughing.
Yeah. Oh man,
But I hope so. I hope that it's not okay. So like, there's mixed feelings about it, right? Because I didn't really have like a huge like attachment to it. I've always thought it was cool, and like I have those memories of like finding out that these games even existed, and the expansiveness of what it means to the Kingdom Hearts franchise in general.
Right.
But like, being in the chat and like just hearing how Damo and Endo and Diana and all these other people are talking about this series, I just feel bad.
Right? Yeah. No.
Because it's something, and like clearly like this has been a huge part of like, especially like Damo's life for like years.
Right.
And so it's one of those things where it's like it's just not there anymore.
Yeah.
And that's weird.
Right.
Because we can always go play Kingdom Hearts 2 whenever the hell we want.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas it's not going to be the same at all.
No.
Like imagine, okay, yeah, you can play through Kingdom Hearts 2, but you can only do like the boss battles.
Right.
Like
that'd be kind of tight.
No, that's a completely different game.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
You only do the boss battles, like you just have set things that you can do.
I think you're comparing it to Dark Road, but I think in Union Cross's case, it's even more tragic because that would be like, hey, imagine you can't play Kingdom Hearts 2, you can only watch the cutscenes.
Right, exactly, yeah.
And that's bad.
Right, that sucks.
I don't want that. And not that Union Cross's, in my opinion, Union Cross's gameplay was that engaging of a game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still,
still something people loved.
And that speaks a lot to like video game preservation too. Like, all these mobile games and these online only things are so new still. In the long scheme of things, it's like, how do you preserve something like that?
Yeah.
For generations to come? And for Union Cross, the answer is you don't.
Right. Well,
and if you didn't play it, you didn't get to experience what that game is as a game. You just get to see a movie.
Well, one like kind of phenomenon that's been happening recently is like vanilla servers.
Oh yeah, I guarantee there's going to be some people that try to preserve it through illegal means. And that, I said illegal, but like if in my opinion, if the company's not providing a way to do that, then I think it's fine.
Like for example, like back before Blizzard had it, there was like World of Warcraft like vanilla servers that you could go that were like not legit servers, but I mean it wasn't any different than playing on an actual server. So and there's other games that have done that as well. Where, hey, if you wanted to play the game like how it was right when it came out, before all this new stuff, or pretty much go through the whole series, because what would happen in a lot of them is like, hey, you start from the beginning, and then every like season or month or whatever, the next DLC would drop.
Right.
So then you could kind of go through, like relive all of the different series, like expansions coming out. So
hopefully,
I don't know. Maybe something like that might happen.
Maybe something like that. And like my thought was also like, it'd be hard for them to do Union Cross as a offline game for a number of different reasons. part of me is like, why are they? What makes Dark Road more engaging as a game that they're keeping it? But I'm also like, I'm glad they're doing it because that game's now preserved, at least in a somewhat close to the form it was when it was running, right?
Yeah.
You actually get to play the game how it's designed. But yeah, man, I think overall this is just sad. I wonder what they were expecting of Dark Road that it didn't hit, maybe just player base in general. I think it was doomed from the moment they decided, hey, this is going to be in Union Cross.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, to me...
Then you just, like, limit the whole game, I feel like.
Right. Because people that don't know are just like, oh, there's no new game. There's just Union Cross, right? Where if you say, hey, Kingdom Hearts Dark Road, it's its own app kind of thing, that would have at least someone might, a new Kingdom Hearts game that didn't know about it, right? Where they just see Union Cross, they go, oh, yeah, I played Union Cross. I know that one. And I don't know that many more people would have played it, but I think it did kind of cut it off at the knees. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, if I were to have heard, like, if I wasn't in, like, doing this podcast and, like, paying attention to that stuff, like, if I hear Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road,
I'm like, an expansion.
Exactly.
Which it was, but it wasn't. Like, it had different gameplay. You know? And so I think that was...
And it had an opportunity to be different as well.
I get that's why... I get why they put it in the app, because it's like, it was probably easier for them to just push updates, and they use the same art style, and they don't have to, and it was meant to be like a side thing anyway. I think they really... If they were expecting it to be some sort of like monetary success, they really hampered it by doing it that way.
Yeah.
But I don't know that it would have been anyway. They had some balancing issues, and there's some things in that game that just don't work.
Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where it makes you really question, like, the amount of testing. And what's hard is because it's a game, like, as a service, like, the amount of testing you can do, like, you need to get this expansion out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I think even having one person play through it and be like, hey, this is what my experience was before releasing it, like, I don't know.
Well, and I guess we'll never know what the impact of COVID was on it all, right?
That too, yeah.
COVID has made everything very tough in every industry. We'll never know that alternate timeline where Dark Road released in March or April or whatever of last year, like it was supposed to. Mm-hmm. And what would happen there, and they have more than 2 animators, and you know what I mean? Like we don't know what
they couldn't pay for the 2 animators anymore. They had to end the game.
We joke about that, but I think it's very possible that they literally couldn't find anybody.
Maybe
like they just couldn't find in Japan. They couldn't find another animator to work on it. Like I just think that's especially during COVID. I just think that's very possible.
Maybe
or they couldn't spare it from another one of their studios, or they couldn't, or Square Enix didn't want to.
Yeah.
Like they just said, hey, this is the budget you have. This is what you can do. Make us gotcha money. I don't know.
Maybe, yeah.
It's tough to say, but rest in peace. Not yet. Dark Road and Union Cross. We will we'll have a nice big New Orleans style funeral party for Union Cross. We'll get the trumpets out. We'll play When the Saints Go Marching In, dude.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm excited to see, the fact that Nomura said the story's really going to ramp up. I'm excited to see what that means, and if he's right or wrong about that.
If he's telling the truth.
I don't think he'd lie, but maybe he thinks what's exciting isn't exciting to us. I don't know.
You're going to see the end of the Wreck-It Ralph world.
Well, they did that. That was the update last night, is they finally ended Wreck-It Ralph, which means we're probably
didn't, leave it, though, so it's, weird.
Well, I'm guessing we're probably not getting another Disney World. It's probably just going to be, from now on, stuff involving the Union Cross peeps. So,
it was, the end of the movie, but, the player doesn't leave yet.
Well, I'm wondering if there's something to do with Game Central Station, like people have been talking about for a long time.
Yeah.
Possibly connecting to the fact that they are probably in a data version of their lives and all that. So anyway, we're not here to theorize Union Cross yet. Soon. Dark Road, Union Cross, we salute you. Jason, we're going to take a short somber break. When we come back, it's time for the question of the week.
Oh, shit.
You know it. And it's a pretty saucy one. Actually, I mean, saucy wasn't the right word. It's a hype one, but it wasn't saucy. Anyway, we'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ansem Report podcast. Jason, hello.
Hi.
Are you sad?
A little bit.
Jason's got a tear, just one singular tear running down his face.
It just refuses to go all the way down, though.
Yeah, it stopped like
It
right
just,
at the bottom of his cheek.
Yeah.
Just right below his lip.
Yeah.
And it's just there.
Just sitting there. But I don't have the strength to wipe it.
And he's too far away. I can't wipe it. He's too far away from me.
Yeah.
I can't wipe it.
Couldn't happen. So it's just going to sit there.
It's just going to sit there for the segment.
It
The
kinda-
question of the week.
Kind of itches.
Yeah, sorry, dude. You can't touch it. You don't have the strength.
I do have the strength.
Anyway, this week's question of the week is from me. And it says, what is your favorite boss in all of Kingdom Hearts and why?
Why did you read it like you were like the kid who hates to get called out and read aloud in fucking first grade?
Because I said what funny, and I just went with it.
What is your favorite?
The first answer is from Jip214, Dicko mode. And he says, hands down, Riku 2 and KH1. Best
Hell
Kingdom
yeah.
Hearts boss, dude.
That's
Hands
good.
down.
That's a good one.
Original Kingdom Hearts, best boss. Alex Assemble alternatively says, you already know, smile. Your boy Zemnis and KH2. Top tier music, epic as fuck.
Okay.
Anger and hate are supreme. I don't know, just making sure you guys know I like Zemnis. Best fucking final boss fight in any video game. I guess the Ansem and KH1 is pretty good too. Very intense fights, especially with the atmosphere and the game sets during those fights. Thank you, Alex. Charlo Bun says, guard armor. I have so many memories of my young self struggling against it. It's my favorite purely for nostalgia.
Dude, guard armor is pretty good, dude.
Yeah. I'm anti anything Kingdom Hearts 1 right now.
Mike hates Kingdom Hearts 1 right now.
Yeah.
We just got the platinum for Kingdom Hearts 1, and we had to do some dastardly shit to get it.
It was funny.
We had to sell our souls.
On stream, I was speedrunning KH3 on stream last night, and I talked about how like it's weird to go back to that after playing KH1, which I PB'd, by the way. First time running it in like 2 weeks, and I PB'd.
Oh, yeah.
But OJ said, regular Pat on the podcast win. And I was like, I would love to have regular Pat on, but I think I need some time to get away from Kingdom Hearts 1. So when he says all the nice things about Kingdom Hearts 1, I'm not like, yeah, right, dude, what the fuck?
I'm not just rolling my eyes.
I'm just turning into a fucking gremlin while talking about Kingdom Hearts 1. So
It's like a triggered transformation.
yeah, I was like, I need a minute. I need a minute. Phil Games says, I might actually have to say Yozora. He's frustrating at first, but once you learn his patterns, it really feels like it's your fault when you get hit for the most part. Just an all-around well-designed boss. Granted, I did have to look at a few guides to find where some of his openings are, but even so, beating him was one of the most satisfying things I've ever done in a video game. At least not since I was a kid and was just really bad at games, so beating anything felt like an achievement. True. You were bad. You were bad at games as a kid, Phil. Gotcha.
Yeah, I was there.
I wasn't.
You sucked. But your mom made some good cookies, dude.
Ooh, okay. All right. I didn't expect it to go there. Kyrie's bro says, I'm going to give you my top 2. It's Dark Riku in KH1 and Hooded Roxas in KH2. Why? Those fights are hard as fuck, and when I first played them, I got stuck. And when you finally beat it, you feel so good. Also, that live stream you boys did with Terra beating KH2 Roxas boss was a true gamer moment.
Yep.
Classic sad boy hours.
Yep.
That was probably Terra's most gamer moment.
That was a gamer moment.
It's funny.
And that set her up to just like clap every other boss.
Right, she had no trouble with everybody else.
Yeah.
What's funny is I've never made the like correlation between Riku 2 and KH1 and Hooded Roxas and KH2, but they're actually very similar fights.
Yeah.
For the like, oh, it's hard and it's a good guy you're fighting and it's cool. And
and they're OP as fuck.
Right. Very cool. Thank you, Taiwan. Very cool. Zombie Man 42 says, Roxas KH2 final mix because it's very unexpected and an overall difficult battle. Thank you, Zombie Man. Very measured.
Hell yeah, dude.
I like that answer. Get Roxel says, Young Zay in Dream Drop Distance in KH3. He was the first data boss I beat in KH3 out of 2. Kind of lame sauce, I know. and he was the last boss I beat in the nightmare of a game that is DDD. Gyroxel.
Dude,
I'm gonna need you to beat at least 3 of those data fights, dude.
You know, around here, we gatekeep, but only because we hate young Xehanort, dude. He's the worst fucking one. You're really gonna sit here and tell me he's your favorite when he's the worst? Answer.
Hey, dude, no gatekeeping, okay? Unless they say they like young Xehanort, then you can gatekeep.
Or Joshua.
Or Joshua.
Imagine making a video about Joshua.
It couldn't be me. Original Dreamer 06 says, Young Zay in any game, including the mysterious figure in BBS and most bosses in K3 because they were way too easy and except the organization members in Recom, except Vexen. Wait, I read that wrong.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Young Xehanort in any game, including the mysterious figure in BBS and most bosses in KH3 because they're way too easy and the organization members in Recom, except Vexen, that man should never be a boss again.
Yeah, fuck that one, dude. That one literally stopped our playthrough. We had to go figure out what to do. We had to go farm lethal fucking frame.
Lethal frame. Lethal frame. Lethal frame. Lethal frame. Lethal frame. Lethal frame.
And then we finally fucking beat him, and then every other boss easily after that.
Huge if true, Cloudstrife77 says. It's been a while, so hello. Can't answer with just one, so I'll name my top 3. Data Zenless from KH3 as the music is too good along with the visuals in the fight, plus I love learning to fight due to how floaty that fight is. Roxas from 2 Final Mix was very unexpected for me since I'd played the original KH2 and the struggle to learn that fight was painful but well worth it as now it's cake. Plus the story it adds after watching 358 over 2 days. Lastly, it's Yozora, because even though that took me 3 nights to learn that fight, I never got frustrated. Every time I died, it was like, deserved, because I simply refused to use links. I enjoyed learning every block and opening. I'll never forget on the 3rd night, I got home from work and did that fight first try. No bosses felt as fulfilling as Yozora.
I don't know why you gotta lie about not getting frustrated, dude, but it is a good boss.
Dude, he was untiltable.
It's a good boss.
Huge if true, Cloudstrife.
You don't gotta lie and act like you weren't like when he did the you weren't like
Billy the Kid Lawrence says, couldn't answer the last question because I was in the hospital, but I'm okay. Smile.
Well, that's good.
I'm glad. I hope you're doing all right, man. As for this one, my favorite KH boss of all time is most definitely the Wind Titan in KH3. It was such a nice surprise that he got his own boss fight. Just pure Disney magic. Please stop hitting me. I don't have appendages.
He looks so sad when he beat his ass.
I believe that is a quote from me. I want more surprises like that in future games and more Disney bosses overall. Other favorites are Ursula, not the giant one, in KH1, the MCP/Sark in KH2, and Davy Jones in KH3. Come on, Nomura. Let me fight the Hercules Cyclops next. I do remember, like, in KH1 and 2 being like, man, I wish I let us fight the Magma and the Wind Titan.
Yeah.
And then they were like, here you go. And now I hate the Wind Titan. For speedrunning purposes, I hate the Wind Titan. If you don't get Blaster Blaze, that is like 2 minutes longer of a fight.
Yeah,
Sucks.
it's just RNG.
Sucks. You suck, Wind Titan. I don't care that you're sad when I hit you anymore. Stop hitting me. I don't have appendages. Fabio the Iguana says, I think I'm going to have to name 2 of them as well. First one is definitely Riku Ansem from KH1 and the infamous, "You're never taking Kairi's heart" scene.
Okay, yeah.
I was one of the unfortunate souls who got stuck reliving those cutscenes over and over again, but the boss design was so fun and interesting that even a young Fabio like myself, that I couldn't... And interesting even to a young Fabio like myself, that I couldn't stop trying until I finally beat it. My first real taste of a gamer moment. Now when I go back, I cheese the fuck out of that fight even uncritical. Interesting enough, my other favorite boss is Data Ansem from KH3. In the same way that the Riku fight from KH1 opened my eyes to true gameplay potential of a KH game, Data Ansem was the very first Data fight I beat when I was beating Remind for the first time, and it let me know that Remind was not fucking around. It also showed me immediately how much work and passion went into the fights, from the incredible gameplay design to the rearranged music that wasn't just a one-to-one recreation.
No, yeah.
Beating him was so satisfying. Kinda cool that the ones that stuck with me most are the first time you technically beat Ansem and the last time you beat him. True. I love that Ansem fight.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but the first time we did data fights, I beat him first try.
Yeah. While I went to the bathroom.
While Jason shit.
Yeah.
SPCat says, my favorite boss in all of KH is most likely going to be Yozora. Like Phil Games said earlier, it just feels really fair, and I never once got mad at the fight. Every death felt like it was my fault and continued to push me to keep learning him. Plus, I love the music, so hearing it a lot made me appreciate the story it told. Granted, it only took me 2 days to beat him. I say only 2 days, but that's probably a very long time. But it was very satisfying win on crit. Plus, it got the Zigbar channel point redemption on Twitch, so I'm honored for that. Honorable mention is always going to be Sephiroth and KH2 because I've always enjoyed that fight. So KH2 Sephiroth is good.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that hasn't been an answer yet.
KH2 Sephiroth is in the same way Yozora seems fair, all the time.
Yeah.
KH2 Sephiroth's that way too. KH1 Sephiroth's not that way.
No.
He's kind of an ass.
Yeah.
And Lingering Will's definitely an ass.
Yeah.
But to me, if we're talking just super bosses, KH2 Sephiroth and Yozora are the
difficult,
best designed, best designed from a gameplay perspective. Chip Cooper says, please note that I'm a lore hound and I'm into Kingdom Hearts for the story more than the gameplay. I play on Proud and don't even touch Critical, so I don't know much about the intricacies of what makes a boss good. I just go by whenever I'm having fun or not. LOL. The most fun I've had fighting a boss is probably Data Shion in KH3. Shion is one of my favorite characters in the series, so having her fly around beating the shit out of me while screaming like a feral child had me smiling the entire time I fought her. The fight was difficult enough to force you to really pay attention, but not frustrating, and I managed to beat her in 4 tries. Also, that version of Vector of the Heavens is one of the best tracks in the series. True. Man, you guys popped off this fight.
A juiced fight.
Energy Scott says, firstly, great KH1 stream the other night. I rewatched it, and you did get to the Riku fight and smash it. Forgiven. Which leads me to answer the question. Like a lot of answers here, I love that Riku fight and the cutscene beforehand, and like many, learned it word for word simply through dying so many times. I've just realized that all my answers have been from KH1. I have not played 2 enough. Starting a new game now. Looks like my summer vacation is over. Thank you, Energy Scott. For context, on stream, Energy Scott said, good luck on the Dark Riku fight. And I said, yeah, we're not getting there tonight. And then we did. And I beat him. So.
Yeah, second try.
Take that, Dark Riku.
Almost first try.
Almost first try. The camera griefed me. Yeah. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, like a bar. Yeah, you got a little flustered and then the camera griefed you.
The one, I wish that arena was just slightly bigger. Like part of the reason it's a cool fight is because the arena's not very big, but it just needs to be slightly bigger so the camera doesn't grief you.
Yeah.
And then it'd be great. And then you could make his big attack a little bigger to compensate for it.
Yeah.
Wildcat Diana says, my favorite boss now has to be Yozora for the experience it was defeating him. His fight is very good design-wise. It's a pattern of moves you have to learn and develop tricks for. He can cancel aerial, making use of that summon a fair fight. They knew, people. They knew she was our cheese. And the music is amazing. After defeating the organization members that I thought I would never achieve, it was so much fun to go after work trying to fight for a couple hours to de-stress. Then I managed to get the DM. Then I managed to get to 4 bars. Then one day, I have 1 ether left, and the MP bar is still a bit pink, so I can't heal or summon, and the bastard is trying to blue laser me. I have rage for him as a possibility, and I do it. Somehow he passes to the attack where you can block the sword, and I manage. I start beating him. I look over to the right, and there's half a bar left. I keep beating, and then the I messed up happens, and I jump from my couch, and my hand covered my mouth, trying not to scream, get my phone, and take a selfie to put on Discord. So great. I think the noise with the clim, she was trying to make the cling.
Yeah,
but it was like I read it as clim. Clean. Maybe clean. There it is. Clean.
Yeah,
That's what she wanted. I made it sound weirder than it needed to be. Thank you, Diana. The Box in Quarantine says,
dude, I remember the selfie, dude. It was poggers.
It was a juice selfie.
It was poggers.
The best boss fight for me has to be Roxas and KH2 Final Mix for all the obvious reasons, including the fact that it's very hard to fight him with all these damn tears in my eyes. But at the same time, I don't think it's fair to me to count him as my fave because I never experienced this fight during my original playthroughs of KH2 when I was a child. No Final Mix for me back in those days. So despite being the boss I enjoyed the most in my last playthrough some years ago, I don't have the same fond memories for him that I have for, let's say, Ansem Guardian in KH1. Most of the Org Boys in KH2, or heck, even Final Marluxia, the original GBA version of Com. All things considered, I think my absolute fave is Xemnas at the end of KH2. It's such a massive, epic set piece made up of so many different elements, many different forms and styles, and it leads to what is easily the most satisfying ending the series has ever given us. So, a toast to Xemnas and KH2.
Hell yes,
now,
dude. The dome is undefeated.
The dome.
The dome is undefeated.
The dome is so good. And now a special mention for the boss that really has my heart, despite the fact it comes from a game I utterly despise and turned me away from the series for more than a decade. Symphony Master from Terror's Row and Birth by Sleep. This motherfucker is fantastic. His design is dope, easily one of the best among the unversed. The setting of Cinderella's castle matches him perfectly while he's performing his own sick soundtrack while he fights you. The Tumbling is my favorite piece of music from BBS, and I really hope we get to hear it again in the series in the future.
Yeah.
Mechanics-wise, I don't have a lot to say because it's your standard BBS broken combat, but my man, the Symphony Master, deserves to get his whole combat revamped into a data fight in which you face the entire orchestra and not just 3 to 4 instruments. Make it happen, Nomura.
That would be cool.
Wow.
Like an epic version, dude. Like an epic
time is it?
2020 version.
It's 3:59 on Thursday, February 25th. And the box just said something nice about BBS.
Yeah.
Mark it down, ladies and gentlemen.
Write it down.
Mark it down.
Write that down. Write that down.
We finally broke her. Also, Fox, my condolences on the death of Union Cross. My condolences.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm just trying not to cry.
Your boy Woody says, trying to pick my favorite boss is very difficult, but I think all picks are part of Remind. Although KH2 Sephiroth is really good too. Yozora is an absolutely amazing and fun boss fight, so he's a strong candidate. But Data, Dark Riku, Larxene, Terranort, and Zeniths are awesome too. So let's go with all the Data bosses except for Luke Sword and Sayax, which is a shame because all Sayax fight is so much fun, but his DM is so shit. And Yozora.
Yeah.
Your boy Woody just is like, yes. I say, what's your favorite boss in Kingdom Hearts? He goes, yes.
Except you.
Except
It's those ones where like, thank you for being a cool, not you, boss fight.
yeah, exactly. Orpheus Joshua says, my favorite boss in the series and also my favorite boss of all time is Yozora. Aside from being such a splendidly designed fight with clear telegraphs and audio cues with several creative openings, the arena is by far the most unexpectedly gorgeous one in the series thus far, I'd argue. Such a drastic change in coloration and ambience feels like a purposeful clue on what to expect from the upcoming saga. The music is another major factor as well, since it clearly harkens back to Somnus in some of its sections, and it feels oddly nostalgic. It's far from the typically expected boss theme, as it feels somber and melancholic instead of intense and unforgiving. The unknown nature of Yozora makes him even more threatening as well, in even a greater way than Lingering Will, in my opinion, since Lingering Will at least had a Keyblade. But Yozora is so many more layers contrived, which just adds to the appeal of the fight. It's orgasmic. There are so many other boss fights I enjoy, not just for their mechanics, but for their atmosphere.
I'm not sure now. I was like, where is he going to add orgasmic? Like, I was only half listening because I was like, I got to hear if orgasmic is legit or not. But I actually am not sure.
Yeah, well, I'm not telling. I enjoy there's so many other boss fights I enjoy, not just for the mechanics, but their atmosphere, music, and other factors as well. Xemnas 1, Final Xemnas, Riku 2, Roxas, and Shion from 3582 are all perfect examples. While I don't necessarily enjoy fighting them as much as the data fights, their story relation and overall tone are similar to Yozora in the sense that they eclipse most of what the series has to offer, in my opinion. Kingdom Hearts bosses are always S tier with atmosphere. Thank you, OJ. Iron Daddy says, what's up, my boys? Doing good? Yeah, we're doing great, Iron Daddy.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Nice, nice. Well, my favorite boss fight in the whole KH series has to be the KH3 fight when you go against Xemnas, Ansem, and Young Nort. Or as I like to call it, the 2.5 Men fight. It's a great fight and very hard, especially on crit mode. Plus, after defeating each of them, you get an amazing clip of Ansem and Xemnas' final farewell. Ansem regretting his actions and somewhat feeling like a father figure, teacher for Riku and Sora, and Xemnas finally getting the heart feelings he wanted. And those feelings making him find a newfound respect for humans, and you gotta love Young Nort just being a fucking dick. LOL.
True.
He is just kind of a dick.
It must take immense strength.
Vetus says, honestly, it's Kurt Ziza. Somehow, when I first played KH1 as a kid, I beat him with Mushu, and it was pretty sweet. I really just like his design, how he pops up and scares the shit out of you, and also having to switch between magic and physical attacks. So yeah, good boss. And SBCat adds, Kurt Ziza, please come on the podcast. We need it. Yes, Kurt, I know you're listening, dude. I know you're a big fan. Come on the podcast.
Please. Bro, also, like, the fact that it's just like a random ass world, you go back to it to like look for some chests or like to grind some levels or something, and then all of a sudden motherfucking Kurt Ziza is just there. He's just gonna fucking kill you,
and he more than likely wipes the floor with you because you don't understand what his deal is.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
and you're like, what the fuck?
I like that he's
it's
almost
terrifying.
I like that his design is almost like taken from like a turn-based RPG and then thrown into like an action RPG.
Yeah.
Like it's like, okay, you can't use magic right now because you have to defeat these orbs, but then now you can use magic and it does a lot of damage to him, but you have a certain amount, you know what I mean? Like the stipulations for his fight are really cool. Phantom has that too.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh, there's certain things you have to do to fight him. You can't just beat him up with your Keyblade until he explodes into money balls, you know?
Yeah.
I like that. Tyler Rims says, favorite bosses are probably the boss encounters in the Keyblade Graveyard and KH3 and Remind. Favorite super bosses are Shion and Master Xehanort. Shion's fun because it's all about block timing since she doesn't have a lot of unblockables, and Master Xehanort is just a fight that mostly includes canceling blocks with dashes and making sure to stay in range. First time I beat him, it took me about 11 minutes of that attempt. After I won, I immediately rematched him and beat him in 4 minutes. Just a fun fight. Master Xehanort fight doesn't get a lot of credit, the data one, but it's really good.
It is.
It's really good.
Like, it kind of gets overshadowed by Yozora because it's like the one you do right before it.
Right. I Escape says, question of the week. This is a massive toughie. I think I'll have to go to the secret boss route and give a story-related boss. I'm cheating, forgive me. Kurt Ziza is my all-time favorite secret boss. The first time you run into him, he wakes up and chooses violence, spitting out of the desert like the biggest Beyblade ever.
Yeah.
Pillars bursting out of the ground as the arena borders in the middle of the desert. The gimmicks he has add some originality. Everything about this boss is so fun and different to me, and I also look forward to fighting him. I really wish there was a story to him, or we got a revamped version of him too. Delicious.
I just remember, like, with Kurt Ziza, like, running into him for the first time, and I'm a kid.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm just a kid.
I'm just a kid.
I'm like, I'm just a kid.
Life is a nightmare.
Like looking around, like, can someone help me with this fucking boss? I was like, I'm scared.
Yeah, he's terrified. My favorite ever story-related boss fight would have to go to the KH2 Xemnas final boss stages, from slicing the skyscrapers to a zebra print pimp suit. It's all so good. It just has such a powerful force behind it. From fighting Riku in 1 to him fighting by your side in 2 with Xemnas all like, Sora, are you certain you can trust Riku? And it's all like low blow. Part of me wishes we had dialogue of Sora there where he's like, of course I would trust my best friend, or something like that.
Or, shut up.
That Power Ranger Zoid-looking dragon is just too delicious. Honorable mention, Ansem Secret Darkness from KH1. Darkness conquers all worlds! Thank you, Ice Cape.
Yeah, that is something that, like, is kind of still missing from the game. Because, like, the people still make, like, noises for their moves, so I guess maybe it would kind of make it so there's, like, too much talking, maybe. Because, there's so many, like, quotes for finishers and magic, and then also like Donald and Goofy's moves in magic.
It'd be a lot.
Yeah,
It'd be a lot.
I think maybe for like specific fights, like specific story fights, you don't have that, so then you can have like,
right. In a perfect world, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think that would be cool in a future game.
I really don't like what that guy said. The Philly Gamer says, I'll be quick, but I have 2 favorites. My nostalgia favorite is KH2 Axel vs. Roxas. I used to always have a save file made right before that fight so I could turn on my PS2 and just go beat up Axel with Oblivion and Oathkeeper.
Yeah.
Real favorite, KH2 Sephiroth. Loved the 1v1 style, and for as hard as he was at the time, it was the first video game boss I put effort into knowing. Battle cries, moves, and reactions, etc. I still enjoy pulling that fight up on either the remakes or even just the PS2. Honorable mention, Final Master Xehanort fight in KH3. I love this fight. I enjoy the stages, the music, the style. It's just so much fun. Until you're forced into rage form, that bit still just takes me out of it. It was so close to perfect, IMO. You skipped the DM, forehead. You skip the DM.
Yeah.
I did not do that in my speedrun last night. I ran out of ethers because I fucked up the 13 vessels.
Yeah.
Guys, I literally said I had just gotten raided by Nightfall Streams, okay? Of like 10 people. And there's already like 20 people watching, okay? And there's this trick that I get pretty much every time. Even if it like hiccups a little bit, I still get them within 10 seconds dead.
Yeah.
And it's basically use Aeroga on
Like 2 of them, 3 of them.
Well, you use a combo and then use the arrows that you get.
Yeah.
The triangle.
Because you get it really fast.
Because basically, they all take their own individual damage, and if you go to the left, there'll be like all 13 of them right there, and you can ba 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 ba, and then they just die within seconds. And I was like, okay, guys, I was feeling down because my 2.5 men fight wasn't good, and I was behind, and I was like, do you guys want to see a magic trick? I'm gonna make the 13 vessels disappear, and then I fucked up the trick and fought them for probably 2 minutes, and they almost DM'd on me.
Yeah.
It was really embarrassing. I'm such a jackass. I still PB'd though, so whatever. Meteor Phoenix says, KH1 Sephiroth. I've never been much of a hardcore gamer in terms of game difficulty. I like baby easy modes most of the time. KH1 has been the only game I've mastered back when it came out. I remember learning all Sephiroth's patterns, phases, and attacks. And by the end, I would beat him trivially in whatever proud mode was called back then. I remember being so proud of that since I'm a guy that couldn't even beat games like Super Mario 64. I will never be as good at anything as I was at kicking the shit out of Sephiroth.
Oh my god.
Meteor Phoenix, I love you. Mr. Trumpeter 711 says, lingering will for me. Boo. I fought that man, that legend, that absolute god more times than I can remember, especially on level 1 crit. Not to toot my own horn, but toot toot. Anyway, lingering will is actually a very well-made fight. It's a fight that can test your KH skills, and you can get punished pretty easily if you don't know what's going on, and I'm a masochist in video games.
You are.
I'm booing you. I'm booing you, Matt.
You are. You are a masochist.
Lingering will is terrible. Max the Man 10 says, my favorite boss is Terra Xehanort in BBS, the one in the Keyblade Graveyard. The idea that Terra was so full of rage that he couldn't just give up his entire body without one final fight against Xehanort to try and get his body back. The line Xehanort says before the battle makes me feel chills when I hear it. Your body submits, your heart succumbs, so why does your mind resist? That probably is supposed to be Terranort's voice, not Xehanort's voice, but whatever. With Rage Awakened being my favorite song from BBS Sleep, making this an absolute banger of a battle. Yozora's second, there's a whole lot of mystery around it, which there still is. Thank you, Max the Man. Thank you, everybody, for answering this question of the week. Jason, what is your favorite boss in Kingdom Hearts?
It's probably just like the like 5 Xemnas fights in a row. And honestly, I really love the fucking dragon fight. That's something that I've always, like, especially as a kid, I was like, this is so fucking badass. Like, I'm just on this fucking speeder type thing, shooting lasers and deflecting lasers and then, like, hitting Heartless into it, and the music, and just the area as well, where it's like this infinite void, and the horizon never changes. It's
Right.
just it's
It
just
is really
ever
cool.
expansive, and the music is really good. Yeah. It's good as fuck. And just and then like the chair Xemnas death noise, that's really good. The fact that he has all of the fucking org members'
Yeah, it's really
weapons for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
That shit's cool.
I mean, it's kind of what happens with Xehanort in 3, right?
Yeah.
Like all the 13 vessels, they're all the different organization members with their weapons.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting how that happens for both of them.
Yeah. It's just really good. Every fight feels good. Like, and they're also the only ones that are similar is when you fight Chair Xemnas twice, right?
Right.
And the first time he's easy as fuck, and then the second time he keeps knocking you away.
But that's
and then
also
there's the
like,
lasers and the
that's what they
the
did in like
buildings.
H1 too, though. It was like George Lucas says, it's like poetry. It rhymes.
But yeah, that's just like, it's so good. And then fighting him, running up the building, and it's a callback to the secret ending of 1, and it's just really good. It feels good. There's lots of block time, like timing blocks or timing dodge rolls or reflects, and you can just really body him if you know what you're doing. But at the same time, back in the day, it would take so many. I remember the first time ever beating him on crit, my first crit playthrough, when 1.5, 2.5 came out on the PlayStation 4.
Yeah.
And it just felt so good. Like when you're in the dome and you're like, I'm fucking doing it, baby, let's go. And you're just mashing X and triangle to save your life. And Then you finally get the cut scene where you shoot him with the fucking keyblade, and just that whole ending. Still, when we do randos, that whole ending is just so fucking good.
It is.
That like I can't actually choose any other boss.
Yeah.
It's just too OP.
The ending of Kingdom, I think
we sit there and watch it every time when we beat randos.
Part of the reason Kingdom Hearts 2 is so fondly remembered is because of that end sequence.
Yeah.
Like Kingdom Hearts 2 like is a good game, but you know, there's people out there that act like it's the greatest thing that's ever existed, and I don't think that's true. I don't even think it's the best Kingdom Hearts game. But one of the big reasons it's so fondly remembered is the gauntlet leading up to that, where you fight all the org members that are left.
Yeah.
And then that sequence and the ending is just so cool. It's such a cool.
The world that never was is so good.
Right. It's such a cool ending to a game. Maybe the best ending in a Kingdom Hearts game.
Yeah.
I think that's not even. Kingdom Hearts 3 is up there, but I think Kingdom Hearts 2, when you consider everything together, is just so cool. The ending of it.
Yeah.
My favorite boss is probably KH2 Sephiroth.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because it's just really good, and it's like every one of his things he does, you can do something to beat it in multiple ways.
Yeah.
But
it's just finding out what you want to do.
But it's not easy. Like none of it's it's not like, okay, you cheese this. Like he has good patterns. He mixes it up well.
He punishes bad
habits, and like we did a randomizer recently, and I had to try and fight him with Reflect because I didn't have block. And that was a lot of fun actually, and I learned some new things about it while doing it, because I normally just block, because why else would I do anything else?
Right.
So like there's a lot of different ways you can fight him, and there's a lot of viable ways, but it's never too easy. It's never like a gimme, right?
Yeah.
And I just really enjoy that kind of boss fight design. I've never really fought Yozora, except for a couple times, like just when you had to go to the bathroom or whatever, and you were fighting him that one day.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I mean, we still have to get back to I had to beat all the KH3 data fights still.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to try that one out, because I think that's the kind of fight that I get real into, and it's like, yeah, okay, I know, like,
right.
Once I learn all the strats, I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Where like something like, I don't know, like I didn't enjoy Terranort very much in that, because I just felt like he was. I'm sure there were openings I didn't know about.
Yeah.
But like it would just kind of seem like, okay, he only does like 4 moves, and especially when he gets like mad mode.
Yeah,
he really,
yeah.
And it's just like
spams a lot.
He just spams the same moves. Like Ansem Secret Darkness in like the dome thing in Destiny Islands and KH1 is the same way. He just kind of spams the same 4 things, and then eventually
like
he spams the same 2 things.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, like I get it, you know. And if you're not doing a lot of damage to him, it takes a long ass time. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say KH2 Sephiroth's my favorite. All right, everybody, thank you for answering this week's question of the week. Next week's question of the week, in honor of the announcement that Kingdom Hearts Union Cross Dark Road and Kingdom Hearts Union Cross are going to be ending, I want to know if you have any good memories or favorite memories of either of those 2 games. What's your favorite Union Cross memory in honor of the passing, or Dark Road? But I'm guessing most people will have Union Cross. But you're allowed to answer Dark Road if you want. What? Jason's eyes just glazed over, trying to think of a memory of Union Cross or Dark Road that he liked, and he couldn't find one. He was in a station of awakening,
I found it.
fighting Ephemer. Next week, we're going to have a special guest. We are going to be joined, the first ever returning guest to the Ansem Report podcast. We're going to be joined by our good friend Tatsu next week.
Tatsumaki.
We're going to talk randomizers. We're probably going to talk this Union Cross stuff, even though he's never played Union Cross, but we're going to talk a little bit about it with him.
We're going to talk stocks.
We're going to talk... Yeah, we're going to talk GameStop and AMC and Dogecoin.
Just kidding.
No, we won't. But we're going to talk about a lot of Kingdom Hearts stuff with him, and just stuff in general, shoot the shit. Last time we talked to him, it was like 2.5 hours, so expect something similar. Thank you, everybody, so much for hanging out with us. We will see you next week. Jason, hit him with it.
May your heart be your guiding key.
Thank you.
Fuck off.